Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I want to tell everybody my sponsor, Link2, last night I think they added Anthropic, which is an AI company, and I wanted to tell you a couple of things about Anthropic. Says strong market adoption of Anthropic's Claude AI, which is their version, I think, of ChatGPT. Notable customers: Amazon, Slack, GitLab, Bridgewater Associates, Asana, LexisNexis, SAP, SAP, Boston Consulting Group, Zoom, Accenture, Perplexity. Projected 2024 ARR $850 million, representing an 8-time growth multiple from previous year. PitchBook's IPO predictor model rates the probability of Anthropic's exit success at 95%. Wait, there's something else I wanted to show you. And I think they're doing 5% off orders over $10,000, 10% off orders over $25,000, and it ends on 6/5 at 11:59 p.m. That's Pacific time. And what's today's date anyway? Is it today the 5th? Yeah, it's ending tonight. Okay, so now you know they've got some other AI companies on the platform as well. Our old buddy Gary was on CNBC, and these, man, what's a nice way that I can say it? They don't deserve me being nice, but these propagandists like Jim Cramer help Gary to make sure that he's not asked any tough questions or anything like that. But Jim Cramer, to his credit, does throw out a grenade at Gary at the end here and say, yeah, the Ripple case that you lost, but Jim Cramer says it like damn, Gary, why did you lose that case? We wanted you to win.
Okay, now, Polkadot, Cordana, Cosmos, Immutable, Ronin, Bonk, Osmosis, Sushi Swap, My Neighbor Alice have all traded millions. I'm talking about millions of dollars this very morning. Now, should we have a Sushi Swap, maybe an ETF, or the proprietary kind? Just like, I would think that Bonk is a natural, and Osmosis. These are trading Gary, these are millions of dollars. These things are traded. Shouldn't we have it? Shouldn't we have some sort of product?
Let me say something more broadly about the crypto markets. Right now, without prejudging anyone, these tokens, whether they're the one.
How is this dumb ass still being allowed to talk? Why have they not fired him? Anybody in the real world is fired a year or two ago, or sooner.
Jim listed or other tokens have not given you the disclosures that you not only need to make your investment decisions, but also that are required by the law. It's a basic concept in our securities market. We, the SEC, tomorrow are turning 90. Happy birthday, SEC. 90.
That reminds me of your, remember his staking video? Not steak, S-T-E-A-K.
President Roosevelt did is he created this commission to oversee that you, the investors, get disclosure. And in the crypto markets, they aren't giving you that disclosure. And secondly, that exchanges like here, this floor, the New York Stock Exchange, get properly regulated to protect against fraud and manipulation. And they don't trade again.
How about the fraud and manipulation in the Russian dossier that Ryan Selkis says you're going to prison for next year?
And these crypto exchanges, Jim, are doing things we would never allow this New York Stock Exchange to do. Our laws don't allow you to trade against your customers. And so you've seen the bankruptcies in this space. And there are some of the most leading lights in this field are either in jail, about to go to jail, or waiting extradition.
Okay, well, it's a suboptimal situation for them, but I'm looking at the...
But it's a suboptimal situation for investors. You're investing in a field right now that you're not getting the proper disclosure.
I agree, there's securities for people actually I know. I mean, their names. And there's nothing, you know that too.
No, it's funny, yeah.
I mean, some people even in this room have their names attached to a coin for no reason. Makes no sense.
I'm sorry, you guys have coins?
No, we don't.
There's
we
a
do
Cramer
not.
coin?
There should be, but there isn't.
Yes, there is a Cramer coin.
I hope it's properly registered.
Well, I wasn't
Jim.
going to bring it up because now it's a pump and dump. Like, wow, Cramer coin. I was not going to bring it up, but there you go.
Chair
Now,
Gensler, wait. We have only a little bit of time
the
left.
SEC versus Ripple Labs.
Ripple.
Go ahead.
Dave, what do you want to ask?
There you go.
Thanks.
I've got
that
the
one.
floor.
Thanks.
You lost that one. Thanks. Kramer's really disappointed that Gary lost that one. In your face, Cramer. But while crypto is so evil and they're so worried about that, let me show you what they're not worried about.
As I call her now, I mean, she's insider trading, and it's almost evident if you look at
Everybody in our Congress is insider trading. They have no problem with
disclosures.
that.
I mean, it's not hard to see a member.
How do we prove that?
Oh, it's very easy. She receives classified briefings as a member of the Ways and Means Committee. It takes a very competent FBI officer to go look at her trading and how it works, and just look at her communication. This is all digitized these days. It's not hard to see a person saying, "Hey, do this trade. Just got a good tip."
She's pushed back on that, though.
Yeah, well, they all push back. But can somebody explain to me how is it that she miraculously becomes a member of the committee and then she's doing trades on NYCB with the Signature Bank collapse just the day before, having an 80% stock hike? That's not a lucky trade, Marcia. That's a very well-informed trade. As I call her now, I mean, she's...
All right. Okay. Then there's this. Here's a guy. I'm just listen to it. I think this guy thinks that he... I don't know if he works for Citadel, but I think he's starting a Spaces, and I don't know if this is staged or what, folks. That's my caveat. But let's assume for a minute he works for Citadel. Listen to what he says. He's about to go on a Spaces. He's talking to one of his friends on the phone, and he accidentally says this, or not accidentally, but he forgets he doesn't know he's live yet.
Yep, tell him I'll be right there. Grab me that coffee too. Yeah, I'm about to start the space. Yeah, the market's opening soon, so I have to get this out before the market opens. You know how Citadel works. How many times do I have to explain it? We got to make sure we scare the shit out of these people before the market opens. They need to position themselves. All right, cool. Listen, I'll talk to you later, all right? I got to start this thing. Cool, bye.
So, likely staged, but still interesting. Now, this is cool. Why hasn't this happened until now? Breaking, new Texas stock exchange backed by BlackRock and Citadel. A group backed by BlackRock and Citadel Securities plans to start the Texas Stock Exchange. I can assure you this is the only stock exchange that I would use. I trust Texas. I don't trust many other states, and especially not the federal government, but I do trust Texas. If I'm born again, I hope I'm born in Texas. All right, the exchange has raised about $120 million and will file registration documents with the SEC. Now, I don't like who's doing it. BlackRock and Citadel. TXSE aims to facilitate trades in 2025. Why do you think they're doing this? They're creating a new exchange for a reason.
We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could rid ourselves of all issues around illicit activities around bonds and stocks and digital by having a tokenization. But the most importantly thing, we can customize strategies through tokenization that fits every individual. We would have instantaneous settlement. Think about all the costs of settling bonds and stocks. But if you had a tokenization, everything would be immediate because it's just a line item. And so we believe this is a technological transformation for financial assets. I believe if you want to talk about voting and voting choice and all the things, if we know every moment who is the owner of that stock and it's now time to vote, every individual who has ownership is identified and they can vote their own share.
All right, I like where that's going. Now, Congress is taking up tokenization. Listen to this, Representative French Hill.
Last month, the committee made history by ushering in comprehensive digital asset market structure legislation across the House floor with strong bipartisan support. This came on the heels of strong bipartisan support to repeal Staff Accounting Bulletin 121 so that regulated financial institutions would be able to custody digital assets. Although our work with digital assets is far from done, I'm delighted that the subcommittee's focus today will now shift to other related topics. The tokenization of real-world assets is one such area that I'm particularly interested in getting into today. Because tokenizing real-world assets involves blockchains or distributed ledger technology, some might view tokenization as a mere extension of the digital asset conversation that we've been having in this committee for over a year. However, it deserves its own distinct conversation and prioritization. While digital assets are generally issued and managed on blockchain networks, tokenization can bring traditional finance, quote, on-chain. To put this in a different context, tokenization can leverage the efficiency and transparency of blockchains to help modernize U.S. markets.
Okay, I'm not going to play any more of that because there's some other clips here. This is one of the more interesting ones. I think it's the same. This is Representative Stephen Lynch, who I do follow. This is interesting.
And if we have, so let's just sort of think about this. You've got a bunch of different tokenization systems, and you want, ideally, you do want different countries, you want global commerce. Wouldn't you need a central bank, sort of one central, not necessarily reserve, well, sort of like a reserve currency where everybody could exchange their tokenized assets and trade them? Wouldn't that require one central bank currency to sort of settle all that out? One that everybody recognizes and respects?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the benefits of tokenization depend on there being a settlement asset, right? And, you know, some people say that stablecoins should be a settlement asset. I think that is a terrible reason because of all the fragilities of stablecoins that I've testified about before. So I really think that the settlement asset has to be some kind of central bank money, ultimately.
All right.
And if you want that on the ledger, it's probably going to have to take the form of some kind of central bank digital currency. Now, this doesn't have to be a retail product, and I want to emphasize that because I'm not sure where I sit on retail central bank digital currencies, but the wholesale, the plumbing, central bank digital currencies, something like that would be needed as a settlement.
But obviously, if the Federal Reserve Bank is not allowed to operate in that space, it's going to be a central bank, some other central bank. It won't be ours. It'll be, EU or China or some other central bank that'll be the settlement, the central bank currency of choice.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it works without the U.S. Fed being able to issue us.
The gentleman's time, Sue.
Okay, let's see if I'm going to skip that one because I wanted you to hear this. Actually, I'm going to let you hear this and then we'll go into the group.
But right now, regulation is at the state level. Right?
Yeah, state level, yeah.
So this is a guy from Ripple.
Ripple has about 40 money transfer licenses in the U.S.
At
the state level across the various states. We also have a BIT license in New York. We also have a trust license through Standard Custody, who we just acquired out of New York as well. At the same time, we're regulated in Singapore. We have a major payments institution license in Singapore from the Monetary Authority of Singapore. We're also regulated in Ireland by the Central Bank of Ireland. We're on the VASP registry. So we're looking at, the universe of, regulators out there and which would be the appropriate fit for us. But the intent is to be a regulated stablecoin.
Okay.
Okay, in DAIXRP.com, we're going to talk about a couple of interesting things. One, we're going to talk about something that is coming that I think could be the black swan that we've been talking about. What I'm going to show you, I believe this could easily be the black swan that people knows coming, but this could be something that changes the whole freaking game. And I'm going to show you a topic that I keep seeing it being brought up. This is the second time I've heard it brought up. I covered it a little. No, I don't think I covered it, but I covered an article that had covered it, but I don't think I touched it. Anyway, I think there's something, there's smoke, and there's got to be fire there. Okay, I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. Let me show you what I think the potential black swan is. Here we go.